Hello and welcome to the Visionary Leaders Community Call. My name is Arin Fugate and I'm one of the founding members of the Visionary Leaders Collective. We're so happy you're here. We get together every Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific time and we talk for 30 minutes about a health subject. And then for another 30 minutes, we talk about sharing doTERRA and helping to get your products paid for and earning some income. Today, the call is all about the foundations of health, how attending to your digestion and doing regular cleansing can help you. But before we get into that subject, we are going to meditate with our oil of the week. So it's cardamom. If you have cardamom, grab it. If you don't have cardamom, grab the closest oil to you. I am going to turn over the call to Asha McLaughlin. She is going to lead us through a beautiful meditation with cardamom.
Hi, everybody. So first, let's just get really comfortable in your body. So however you're sitting, if you're sitting on a chair or on a seat or whatever, just connect. You can rock back and forth, find your sits bones, connect with your seat on the chair, and then just place your palms on your thighs, palms face down. You can move your elbows back a little bit so that the shoulders and arms can completely relax. And then if you're willing and you feel safe, very gently, I invite you to close your eyes. We're just going to connect with our breath for a second here. Just notice the quality of your breath. Maybe you just took a nice big inhale of cardamom. Such an amazing, warming, soothing herb, pod seed. One of the gifts of cardamom is to help us neutralize anger, frustration, overwhelm. And even if you haven't experienced anger recently, we all have frustrations, right? And it's so wonderful to know that we have an herb that we can inhale, we can apply, we can put a drop in our tea or our coffee, and we can help to calm and neutralize any frustrations, any blaming, any overthinking. Some of the lovely positive attributes of cardamom are self-control, respect, tolerance, patience. When I think of these words, I think of being at balance, and I think of being at peace. So just connect with your breath in a way that when you breathe in, let it come in through the nose and go all the way down into your belly and into your hips and into your legs. And as you exhale, you can let it retreat back up and out. And when we are grounded and at peace and at balanced, we can be present with each other. You can take your palms together and rub them together nice and vigorously. Get some warmth and place those palms over your eyes for a second. Just taking in the aroma if you had cardamom on your palms. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Thank you so much, Asha. That was beautiful. Does everybody feel different and more present? Such a good feeling. We're going to get started here. I'm just going to give you host, Aisha. Okay, so the subject of the week is your foundations of health, specifically how your digestion and regular cleansing can be at the root of almost everything. Please put this in the comments if you have experienced this in your doTERRA business, where you have people come to you and they tell you about their health concerns. And because of your education through doTERRA and everything we've been to, you say, oh, we have to start with the digestion. That's always happening for me when I'm working with people. Someone says they have a breakout issue. We got to work with the digestion. Somebody says they have inflammation. We got to work with the digestion. Somebody has a mood imbalance, anxiety, depression. We have to work with the digestion. So we wanted to invite Dr. Josie to come on today and help us understand why this seat of our body, this area of our body, our stomach and our digestive system, is so important to our health. We're going to go into the digestive products that doTERRA has to offer. There's so many great ones. And then we'll talk to you about how you can activate a regular cleansing regime with doTERRA. Personally, when I started with doTERRA, I had really bad candida and I needed to cleanse quarterly. So for many years, I would actually do the doTERRA cleanse every quarter. Now I do it at least once a year, sometimes twice a year. So if you don't know, Dr. Josie is a naturopathic physician living in Portland, Oregon. She is also one of the founding members of the Visionary Leaders Collective, and she is responsible for so much of our incredible education on this team and in this community. If you haven't explored hellovisionary.life and the webinar archive, essentialwellness.life, you're going to want to, because years and years and years of content is there for you. And many of the webinars have the brilliance of Dr. Josie present. So Aisha, I think you could probably pull up the PowerPoint and we can give the mic to Josie. Take it away.
Thank you, Arin. All right. Wow. This is like a big topic. So I think I have 3 or 4 slides to introduce all that we work with and have to work with digestion. Because Arin, you're completely right. If you look at our archive, there are a few pages. One of them, as you see here, is in Hello Visionary, and it's called the LLV, about the LLV vitamins. And it's a whole web page on the why are these important, why do we love them, all of the things, and we have some videos, and I really encourage everyone to check it out. What I don't have here is there's also another, I don't think it's a whole page, but there is a webinar called, help me out here, guys. It's the Protocols for Health. And it gets left behind because it's kind of intense. It's a little bit more level 2. And it was Dr. Mika Carew and Dr. Louise Rose and myself coming together, and we kind of took all of health issues. We said there's, in a very general way, we said there's like cellular issues, right? We know what that's about. We had cardiovascular, we had neurological, and one more category. It wasn't digestive though. And what you'll see is that in each of these categories that we go over kind of a large protocol that's more like what you would get if you're going to a Chinese medicine and doctor and a naturopath all together, a long-term protocol for issues, weaknesses in those areas. The thing that's the same in all of them, the foundation, is this idea of treating the gut, the nutritional foundation, and working with the digestion first. So that's the first step in all of the protocols, whether you have a neurological issue going on and there's a mood imbalance happening, whether there's a skin thing happening, whether there is cardiovascular issues that need, whether there's hormone is the other one, whether there's hormonal imbalances. We always start with this foundation. So as naturopaths, Chinese medicine, as practitioners of where we see the body as a whole, so holistic foundational medicines, we look at it like I think of a wheel, and you have that internal spoke where the center of the wheel that all of the spokes come out from. And that center is the gut, it's the digestion. And so we really need to be supporting that because it is that foundation and it informs and interrelates and interconnects to everything. So that's where we call this the baseline. So we say safely work up to a full dose of the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And if you're wondering how that works and what does that mean to safely work up to a full dose of the Lifelong Vitality Pack, we have a protocol there on this page with the LLV vitamins. So you can check that out. Working into a digestive enzyme to support not only your digestion, but your metabolic processes throughout the day. So that's working with Terrazyme. And then bringing a citrus oil. We have many of them. There's lemon, tangerine, grapefruit. There's others that are wonderful. And having that daily in your drinking water, what you are doing with these citrus oils is you're supporting in a very natural and gentle way your liver and your metabolic breakdown processes and detoxification with your liver. And it's a wonderful way, an easy and delicious way to do that. So I added in here, which we didn't have because these are newer products, the fiber, the grains, and the protein powder. The protein powder is bringing that in as foundational, easy way to have some on-the-go protein in a modern life and working that in with LLV vitamins, if that would be of assistance to you. But I really want to highlight the fiber and the greens, working these in for foundational digestive health. I think let's go to the next slide. I have that in the next 2 slides, I believe. Yes, we do. So on the LLV page and also the protocols for health, a couple of our pages on the website, we have this alternate protocol. And I wanted to bring this up because what we find is that when people have a digestive system that has been kind of broken down over time, a lot of times just starting with the Lifelong Vitality Pack, which is multivitamins and minerals, omega oils, and all these incredible herbal antioxidants to support all of your detoxification pathways. That's what the LLV is in a nutshell. Sometimes it's a little intense. Uh-oh. Hold on, people. I have a border collie. Just a second. So
See, I can speak while you're doing.
I'm just gonna let him out because he needs to go out. Okay. That's all. We'll come back. So I was just talking about the digestive system that kind of is under distress. And what you'll see is these things like, we call it heartburn, gastric reflux, GERD. Those are some of the common things people will say when you hear that, or just they don't digest well, things are sitting there like a lump. You might need to start slower. And that's what this alternate protocol is. And I love it. doTERRA has chewable vitamins and a liquid omega oil, and that's the A to Z, and that's the IQ Omega, and PB Assist Junior, which is for children, but it's also really great digestive enzymes. And all of these are not pills, right? And then you have the lemon and the water supporting the liver. And you'll see in that protocol the Terrazyme and the peppermint enteric coated peppermint caps. I'm going to talk about those in the next slide a little bit more, but you can slowly start with those first 4 and bring in the fiber and the greens. And then as someone is able to potentially, if their digestive function is coming up, they can then work with things like the PB Assist and the enteric coated, which are pills. Because that's when someone's having a digestive system that is not vital, one of the things you'll hear and see is that they can't tolerate taking pills. So you want to help bring up that vitality. And this is the way we want to get probiotics and we want to get prebiotics into the system. So probiotics are after, right? Pre is pre. So pre are the things that feed good gut bugs. It's like literally think of it as the food we need to feed the good microbiome that we want, that garden that we want to plant in our belly. And probiotics are actually bringing in the actual good microbes that we want to replant. So you want both. And bringing in that and the fiber and the greens, they're acting in similar but different ways. They're both helpful. One of the things we see with fiber crosses over from the digestive system into the cardiovascular health and into hormone health. One of the things you want to really be working on is bringing in those good fibers that also cross over into prebiotics, but the fibers are also the things that are going to be absorbing up harmful metabolites and breakdowns of estrogens and hormones. That is one of the problems that we see in a lot of hormone imbalances. Let's go on, I think, to the next slide. And are there any questions, or should I just kind of like go through this and then talk?
So far, but if any come up, I can stop you, or we can say
yeah. It can get confusing, right? We have a lot of amazing products. So I hope these slides were helpful. I made them up to kind of be like, what do I use and how do I do them the most in my life and in all the people we've worked with. And I'd like people to kind of get this idea that over time, it's a good idea to not use the same things over and over and over again, right? I would say with the exception of potentially the LLV, although I actually do sometimes stop using it for a few weeks and then come back on and I'll, but that's after a while. But the foundational support you're receiving in the LLV, like if to build back your positive, as I said, when people have a broken down digestion and they're feeling acid in here, the real problem is they don't have enough acid in their stomach. I know it's confusing. And so what you want is these supportive things that I talked about, but you also want to give the building blocks of zinc and the B vitamins that your body actually needs to create stomach acid. And so they don't have enough, and that's what you're going to find in the LLV. So you got to get the irritation down enough and the support first in there so that they can start to get the LLV so they can have those building blocks to build up more of their acid again. But look at this. Over time, then, we have Digest Zen, both in an oil and a gel cap. We have Zendocrine, both in an oil and a gel cap. We have DDR Prime, both in an oil and a gel cap. I'm focusing kind of on the gel caps up top. And then we have these peppermint, enteric-coated peppermint. And in a sense, these are all interchangeable in a certain way. And then we can all learn, well, why would I use this at this time? And one of the things I like to say is most of the time you should be working with one of these and so think about your daily wellness and your daily protocol as at least working with one or two of these. And then there'll be times when you swap one for the other. Digest Zen is probably the first one you would work in. We love to use it on the belly for any digestive issue topically. And then it's kind of the most supportive to the digestion when it is, not that vital. And so that's a first one to start with. I would say then bringing in Zendocrine focuses more on supporting our pathways of elimination. And so it's more focused on detoxification. And it is also gentle, however. DDR Prime we use for our overall cellular health as we age. We also use it for an antimicrobial, antiviral, antibiotic in a sense, more antiviral. I want to focus because a lot of people don't understand the peppermint enteric-coated peppermint gel caps. This is our most supported by Western medicine studies and science product by far. This product has been double-blind, placebo-control proven to be the actual standard of care now in Western medicine for IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. Now, irritable bowel syndrome doesn't exist. It's just what I call it, one of those garbage can diagnoses. I mean, you can listen to the name, irritable bowel syndrome. Thanks, I could have told you that, right? It's one of those diagnoses where everything else has been excluded out, and you still have a digestive system that is giving you a lot of pain and discomfort. And so they don't, it is what it is. They haven't figured out why you're having the pain and discomfort. They just know it's irritable. And that this is wonderful, because this is where we come in with our natural medicine. And what this enteric coating is doing in the peppermint is allowing it to get through the stomach and through the first part of the small intestine and getting you to the large intestine, the latter tract of your digestion. This is where a lot of these irritable bowel issues are inflamed and having issues in your large intestine. So it's getting that beautiful peppermint oil and helping to bring in all of the medicinal value that we know it has to where the body really wants it and needs it. This is a wonderful one to bring in if there are bloating, inflammation issues that are kind of ongoing, and you just don't have you don't know why and what's going on, and potentially someone isn't willing to do a lot of diet changes or lifestyle things. This is something you can really bring in and have a lot of effect on. I wanted to highlight for myself and so many people that talk to me and know me, the things that we do to keep it flowing. So when you're cleansing, that is absolutely, you need to keep it flowing. By keeping it flowing, I mean pooing. You need to poo. You need to not get constipated. And so, so that comes in with cleansing, which we're going to talk about, but all the time, we want to have a proper digestion. And one of the things that doesn't get talked about as much as so many things don't get talked about as much in perimenopause and menopause for women, is one of the things that starts to happen with estrogen, progesterone going down, is it does affect your transit time and your gut and how well you eliminate. And so that becomes an issue for a lot of women. So we want to support. I love nothing more than I take 1 to 2 Zendecrine plus 1 to 2 Terrazyme. That's my baseline before bed. So I have my little pills that I have in my bathroom. I take it before bed. I've done fiber earlier in the day. But I wanted to say that's a part of the picture. And then I will have potentially done PB Assist earlier in the day, or sometimes I do I rotate between PB Assist and then other probiotics, but I will bring in about half the time of probiotic at night with my 2 Zendecrine, the white bottle. I'm talking about the white bottle. So that's the Zendecrine complex. It gets confusing. And the Terrazyme, that's my baseline. I will sometimes bring in my probiotic, and then I sometimes will either bring in a Zendecrine gel cap or a Digest Zen or a DDR Prime, or right. And I always love to do Zendecrine oil on the bottoms of my feet. In the morning, in the evening, I'll kind of work on that and rotate that. My 2 go-to oils on the bottoms of my feet actually are Zendecrine and DDR Prime. I love those 2 on the bottoms of my feet. Okay. Yes, when you travel, right? Our gut loves nothing more. It's the first thing that gets sensitive and goes, ah! And when I fly, I get constipated. It's just my body just goes, what's going on? And so I always want a lot of support. All right, let's go to, so it's spring, technically. It's kind of almost getting there here in a lot of places. I know we have a lot of snow in America right now, but it's getting to be time for cleansing, the most preferred cleansing time of the year. There's traditionally this call out to cleanse in the spring and the fall. And it's these transitional times, and we can talk about that. It's super juicy. I don't know if Arin, I think Arin is, because we have a really exciting, different cleanse this year that we're offering. But to really work, like that idea of working with that change of season and that clearing, cleaning out, spring cleaning, it's what's happening in nature. And it's a really beautiful time to coordinate a cleanse with. So we've done cleanses every year in the Visionary Leaders. And so we have so much beautiful support. So if you go to, you can go in through hellovisionary.life, or it takes you over to our other website, theessentialwellness.life. That's the actual one you can click on. It's housed there. But we have a Healthy You cleanse section on the websites, and a plethora of old recordings. This is a picture I just took of, you can go in and you can go through your own cleanse at your own rate and your own timing that works for you, and have a lot of support through there. There's all these memes and pictures about here's what to buy. You can listen to the recordings. So know that we have that there. But we also love to do a live cleanse. And so our amazing Arin Fugate is working with some of our team members and having a pink moon cleanse this year. And so Arin, do you want to tell people about this?
Sure, I'd love to. Thanks, Josie. So I'm working with Contessa Beth. She's on the call, and Sandra Freeman. They're both on the call. And we really wanted to create a cleanse that was in line with what's happening during the spring. Like, why do we want to cleanse during the spring? Well, if you think about it, the spring is this time when nature is coming out of hibernation, right? I don't know about you, but for me, February and the beginning of March, it's when I'm the most exhausted. It's when I need sunshine. It's when I'm like, oh, could the flowers just bloom? And I think that's partly what's going on with the season, but it's also what's going on with my body. I went through the holidays where I probably indulged a little bit more. We're in the stressful season of taxes. We have been cold. Our spleen hasn't been working maybe as well as it could be working. So this spring cleanse has so many reasons that are actually rooted in nature. And we've made it even more magical, where we are going to cleanse full moon to full moon. So we're starting the cleanse April 6th, which is the pink full moon. And we're ending the cleanse May 5th, which is the flower full moon. And what we're going to do is, you can kind of think of it as a cleanse festival, because we realize that sometimes cleansing can feel heavy and difficult and hard, and like you have to let go of things, and there might be discomfort, and it can sometimes be something that you even dread. Like, I don't want to let go of my chocolate. I don't want to let go of my gluten. I don't want to have to poop 4 times a day, or whatever might happen in your cleansing. So we're bringing in extra things, like Asha is going to do meditation and breath work. We're going to have sound healers. We're going to have Ariana doing poetry and writing as a form of cleansing. So all these complementary items. It's going to be very magical, very mystical. We'll even have someone doing oracle card readings. So if you would like to come, you can join the Facebook group right now. It's active and ready. We recorded a 30-minute informational webinar that you can watch. And on March 20th, we will have the big preparation webinar that Sandra Freeman, Contessa, and I will really go over. What are the products? How do you do it? What to expect? So I'll put those links in the chat, and we hope to see you there.
Woo! So exciting. So exciting. I love this. All of our digestive support. And that's what's wonderful, is to really get an idea that it's not like taking all of it all the time at once, but understanding when would I take one versus the other, and working with always having your own baseline that's working for you at the right time. All right. Do we have any
Do we have any questions before we move on to sharing doTERRA? Let's look. Sandra Freeman says, I'd like clarification regarding Zendocrine complex, because some of our speakers have indicated it isn't supposed to be daily, but others use it daily as a baseline. You want to speak to that, Josie?
I don't know why you wouldn't, if there are herbs in there that, I mean, there's some herbs like straggles or Chinese medicine wise, why you wouldn't want to use them all the time, but I don't think they're Zendocrines like that. Mika, yeah, here's our Chinese medicine. Do you have any issues with using Zendocrine complex all the time, Mika? Karu, doctor?
No, hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you. This is a great call. Thank you, Dr. Josie and Arin. This is the only one, clinically speaking, Zendocrine complex from my Chinese medicine and naturopathic background. Zendocrine complex is the only one I found that myself and patients can use continuously, regularly, without and just having side benefits. So I would maybe, I'm not sure where that's coming from, but the herbs and it's actually the amounts what doTERRA has put in there, and the amounts is what makes it so effective, but also you can use it nonstop. So I use it, and I know that you use it, Dr. Josie, every night. It's the best way to use it, I think. That's what I have to say.
Great, thanks. I was just wondering if I was thinking, I was like, no, I think it's pretty, it's so safe. The levels in it are just delicious. And what's fun is you can go up and use more during a cleanse when you're really trying to kind of get more action, but to be using 1 or 2 nightly.
I think the confusion comes with, because Sandra put in there that she heard it on this call that we shouldn't use it every day. I think it comes because there's 2 products, both called Zendocrine. So the Zendocrine oil or the Zendocrine soft gel, which is the oil in a soft gel, I wouldn't use that every day.
Yeah.
And so, but the Zendocrine complex, the herbs, totally, I use it almost every day. And I think it's fabulous. But that's where we could be confused.
And that's what I like to rotate my oil gel caps a bit. So DDR is one that I really like to take daily, but I also like to give my system a break and a shift. So about every 4 to 5 weeks, I'll do a week of just Zendocrine gel cap and I'll take out the DDR.
Also, just as a reminder, I just got over the flu, and Zendocrine has cilantro in it, and cilantro is, in some studies that I've been reading, if you don't know, is effective or not, if not more effective than oregano. So we're so used to using oregano for our immune health. So you can use oregano. It's a phenomenal plant and oil, but also we don't think of Zendocrine for like colds and flus, but everything in there, the oil is what I'm speaking of. And even the complex is going to help your body detox with any viruses and stuff. So I just love, as I was sick, I had so many options. I ran out of On Guard gel caps, but I had DDR and I had Zendocrine. So just a little plug for our products.
That's such a great reminder. Yeah. And then we can all just practice. When you're talking about Zendocrine oil, say Zendocrine oil. And when you're talking about the complex, say Zendocrine complex, because I could see how our customers could get confused, and we could all get confused. 2 very different products work great together. They do have a synergy, but we'll have to be in the practice of remembering that. It's kind of similar to MetaPower. You don't want to say just MetaPower. It's the MetaPower oil, the MetaPower Assist, the MetaPower collagen. doTERRA puts the products in these like product suites, which is great because they're complementary, but confusing.
Yes.
So Should we switch gears? Are there any other questions about the digestive system, the digestive products? Just checking. Did Josie say she uses DDR Prime daily instead of Zendocrine oil, I'm assuming?
I
think
tend to
that-
use DDR, I think, as a, yes, the DDR Prime gel cap as a daily oil with my LLV. And then I will take little breaks from that and substitute in, just depending on how I'm feeling, what's going on, a Zendocrine gel cap or Digest Zen gel cap or the peppermint and terracotta peppermint sometimes.
A
But
general
usually
rule of
Zendocrine.
a really good general rule of thumb is your body can handle about 20 drops of internal oils a day, maybe up to 25, but you would work your way towards that. So if you're taking the MetaPower soft gels, which is the oil, and you're taking DDR Prime, and you're taking Zendocrine oil, and you're taking peppermint and terracotta, you kind of want to go, oh, did I have too many oils today? So I love to think of it as like pulsing my different oils or different seasons, but also what does my budget allow for? I'll definitely have times where I run out of something, and so I'm doing a little something else. And so you kind of have to pay attention to your body, because those oils are detoxifying.
Mm-hmm.
Start hitting your body with all those oils all at once, you might have some detox reactions that you want to be attentive to. And this is why doTERRA created, like there's a little history here, is we got all these wonderful oils. And then as Dr. Hill and everybody were learning, they were like, oh, when people start taking oils, they start to detox. And if their pathways of elimination aren't open, they're going to run into issues like headache or maybe some rashes. So that's when doTERRA brought in Zendocrine complex and the concept of cleansing and the lifelong vitality pack. Laura Jacobs said it this way that always has helped me so much. She was like, don't expect your oils to do the heavy lifting. The oils are great, but if you bring a bunch of oils into your body and your body isn't filled with phytonutrients, LLV, and if your pathways of elimination aren't open, Zendocrine, Terrazyme, PBSS, fiber, then you're expecting the oils to do the heavy lifting, and it's not fair to your body or the oils.
Yeah. And also all the nutrients that you need to make those pathways work from the LLV. Dr. Mika, is that a new hand?
That is. Thanks, Arin, for that. I just wanted to piggyback on that and then circle around. Dr. Josie, you said that you take a break from the Lifelong Vitality Pack at times, but I also want to give people history about how long you've been taking care of your gut since 1996. And then you started the LLV in like, I don't know, 20, I'm not even sure. Like
2011 or 12. Yeah.
Yeah. So clinically, what I see is that taking breaks will happen for people after 3 years of being very consistent with their lifelong vitality pack, and then they have created that beautiful foundation, and then at that time maybe they can take a break. I'm one that can't, and I don't. I'm not ready for that, and I've been taking it since, I don't know, Dr. Josie.
You've been taking it since probably 2015.
Yeah.
And thank you, Dr. Mika, for because I said that kind of casually. And really, I love that. Like, I would say a rule of thumb at 3 years minimum, depending on where someone's starting from. And by taking a break, I mean that sometimes it'll be like a week or two off for me, and I'm doing something other and different or something. I'm up to something. So it's not super casual, and it's not a product that I think people need a break from the way I would say after a bit of a few years, something like DDR, you might want to have another thing like Zendecrine that you would just switch it with every like couple months, for 2 weeks or so.
This is a not to be missed call, everyone. So if you're listening to the replay, this is a great time to hit the share button and send it to someone who's planning to cleanse or might be curious about all of this. Of course, on the podcast, we love it if you leave us a 5-star review. It helps so much with getting the podcast out there. And if it's okay, we're going to switch into sharing doTERRA and how to make an income and help to get some of your products paid for. Did you feel complete, Josie?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much for lending your wisdom to us. I always learn something new when I hear you present. And for me today, it was that fiber helps your hormones. OMG. Drop something in the comments that you learned today that you didn't know before so we can share the knowledge and try to retain some of this great information. So in this part of the call, we're going to talk about doTERRA's very generous and awesome income earning opportunity. So what usually happens is you fall in love with these products, raise your hand or give me an emoji or put in the comments if you are in love with these products, and then you start to share them naturally. You can't help it. If somebody is suffering and you have a solution, how could you possibly keep it from them? And I love that doTERRA gives us a way so that we can earn a kickback from that. Because wouldn't it be nice if you got a kickback from all the different brands and restaurants and movies and TV shows before the recording started? Josie and Ariana were like going off on their favorite show right now that they're watching. And I love that. It's so great. Wouldn't it be cool if the TV networks gave you a kickback? So eventually, I think all businesses will get with the program of affiliate marketing, but doTERRA is unique. Because not only do they give you a commission when you share, so if you get off this call and you tell someone with IBS about peppermint and terra-coated capsules, they go and purchase it from your doTERRA store, doTERRA sends you a 20 to 25% commission check. But the way they sweeten the deal is if that person then gets on the loyalty rewards order and they're a part of your Power of 3 structure, doTERRA is going to give you the Power of 3 bonus. And then if they go out and enroll someone, doTERRA is going to give them a commission, but they're also going to give you a commission. And then if that person goes and builds a team, you get the unilevel compensation, which means you get a small commission on every purchase from every person that is somehow connected to you. So when I look at this call, I enrolled Aisha and I enrolled Contessa Beth, but then all of you are here because of one of those two ladies, or maybe you're here because of Chelsea, or you're here because of Sandra Freeman. And then it goes on and on and on into this lineage. And doTERRA pays you a commission off of all of that. And I think it's so generous and so exciting and so awesome. So I commend you for spending a little bit of time with me today so that you can deepen your knowledge on how to strategically build the doTERRA business so you can maximize the commissions that could be coming to you. And we're going to talk a little bit about how the cleanse can help your business and how you would want to effectively invite to it. So the number one reason that the cleanse can help your business is community. When people feel like they're a part of something, when you get to come to this Monday call, or maybe you're going to be in our cleanse Facebook group, and you're connecting with like-minded individuals from all over the world that have a shared interest in health, wellness, plant medicine, personal development, making the world a better place, you feel more connected. And don't we now more than ever need that connection? So you can think of yourself as a connector to communities. And when you invite someone to come into, whether it's our Monday call or our cleanse, you're actually expanding that web of our greater community. And that will build trust with your customers, with your team members. It will build loyalty. It will breed attention, which we are struggling to get attention these days across the board, everywhere. Myself, like if I could just get myself to focus on one thing, and there's so many people throughout the world, we're burnt out from the pandemic. We're being hit with all kinds of internet marketing. And so our attention is very valuable. When you can pull a customer or team member into a program like a cleanse, you've now gained their attention, which I would really recommend that you honor that and you nurture it, because it is precious in this day and age. The other reason that a cleanse can be so great for your doTERRA business is you're going to help people feel better. Knowing that each person who has bought products from you or they've joined your community, they likely had some sort of health issue that you helped them see could be helped with the doTERRA products. And maybe they have had results, maybe they have had improvements. But if you can teach them how to do an annual cleanse and start to incorporate the Lifelong Vitality Pack, the digestive enzymes, all the products Josie's talking about, you will improve their health exponentially. Somebody said in the chat, they told me that I was glowing and that I look like I've de-aged. And I really feel that. I've been doing doTERRA for 14 years and I feel healthier, more vibrant. I feel better than I did 14 years ago. How incredible is that? You can give that gift to your customers or your community by teaching them how to cleanse. The other reason that a cleanse is so great for your business is when someone is introduced to the Lifelong Vitality Pack and they start taking it and they have great results, which so many of us do. Like I've been on it since 2008. That was a really long time, right? And I would never miss it. My husband's been on it since 2013. My customers that get on it, they never get off it because it feels so good. So guess what that creates? Retention. Retention in your business is a magic word. If you go and you sell a bottle of oil, maybe that bottle of oil is $30. You get paid a 20% commission. So you get a $6 check, right? Woohoo! That's not that exciting. But if you have 2,000-ish people in your organization spread throughout all your different levels, and they're all ordering $150 a month for 10, 12, 15 years, when you do the math in our compensation plan, that can come out to $20,000 or $30,000 a month in commissions. That's the power of retention. And so I really want you to understand that introducing someone to an oil or a product, selling them a kit, that's one thing. It's great. It's not going to necessarily change their health picture. And it's not going to build the retention in your business that will give you that really life-changing income. So when you can have these programs that either you do yourself or the team supplies for you, that will actually teach someone why they want to take the Lifelong Vitality Pack and give them this incredible experience, you're building your foundation, not only your foundation for health, but you're building your foundation for a successful business. And it's not just, a successful business is not just how much money you make every month. It's how long of a lifespan your business has. Do you make a consistent income every month for 20, 30, 50 years? That's where network marketing becomes powerful. It makes me think of the story that my husband tells around how he figured out network marketing and residual income. And it's his mom, Sandra Freeman, has been in network marketing for a long time. And he came home one day and found her residual income check on the dining room table. And it had a comment in it. And he was like, Mom, you never told me about this. Like, how long have you been getting this check? And I don't know how long, Sandra, but I know it was a long time, years. And he's like, and how do you do this? So if your doTERRA check, do you want to add something to that, Sandra? It's a great story. Okay. If your doTERRA check is $500 a month, $1,000 a month, $20,000 a month, whatever level it's at, that's cool. but for how many years can you consistently make that much? If you have a $500 a check, $500 a month check for 50 years, that's pretty cool, right? If you have a $1,000 a month check for 50 years, that's awesome. The only way you get that is retention. That's like the hard truth here. So if you are looking for residual income at whatever level, you have to create programs, engage in programs that breed retention. And we have 2 product lines in doTERRA that are retention, like magic wands. Can anybody guess what it is? Put it in the comments. I've already been talking about one, but there's one I haven't talked about. MetaPower. Most people, once they get on the MetaPower system, never want to get off it. So now you have, and Lifelong Vitality Pack and MetaPower together is where the magic is at. So when you have introduced someone and they have had a positive experience on the Lifelong Vitality Pack and MetaPower, you now have a customer who is loyal, having great results, will keep ordering, and guess what else they do? Put it in the chat if you can guess. What else does a happy customer who's had great results, they share? Yeah, Aisha's the A student. So they share, and they share naturally. They're not sharing because they want to build a business. The income then becomes a perk. And when you have someone building a doTERRA business with you, because they had a great experience, they naturally share, and the income is a perk, they don't quit when times get hard. They don't quit when there's a new shiny product out there. So sometimes it might seem like I'm trying to pull all the dots together and weave the web of this. Sometimes it might seem like, oh, they're doing a cleanse, or, oh, doTERRA has this great product. And I want you to know that there is strategy to it all. And what's beautiful about doTERRA is the strategy is balanced. They do people first. They make sure our health is number one. They take care of their wellness advocates first, and they make it all work in a sustainable business model that has the ability to truly change people's financial life. So that's my little sermon today. I want to save room for questions. In a nutshell, don't sleep on the cleanse. Bring your people into the cleanse. If the pink moon cleanse isn't your style, we are going to get magical and mystical and talk about astrology and have some oracle cards. So if that's not your style, it's okay, because we have the recordings on the website. You can run your own cleanse. You can take, say you have 5 customers right now, 10 customers, 20 customers. You can go to all of those customers and go, hey, I want to cleanse. I'm going to do a cleanse. Do you want to do it with me? And you run your own group, maybe your own chat. Maybe it's in person. That's even better, because then you're creating your own community. So let's open it up for a few questions or comments, please.
Arin, there's a great question in the feed, and I think we should go over it. Aisha she's put a link, but maybe we should take people to the website. Nancy's asking, if a friend wants to learn about MetaPower and has never ordered from doTERRA, what's the best video or info to share with them if they've asked for information? I think that's a great question.
Yeah, so we have a video 3 places, so you can decide what's best for you. The number 1 place to go, in my opinion, is our MetaPower Facebook group. I can't show it to you. So it's on Facebook. It's called Wellness Simplified. And what's so cool about this group is there is daily content in there, and pinned at the top of the group is a video. And it's exactly the video that you would want to send to someone interested. Pinned at the top, we also have other videos that help. I got my MetaPower, now what? We have a video about the LLV. We have a video about sharing MetaPower. So the Facebook group is the best place. But if someone's not on Facebook, you can go to our website, hellovisionary.life, and get the same videos there. Or you can go to our Hello Visionary YouTube and get the same videos there. So I usually ask the person if they'd be willing to watch. It's a 7 or 8 minute video, I believe. Would you be willing to watch an 8-minute video that would teach you all about MetaPower? And when they say yes, I either add them to this Facebook group, tag them in the video that Aisha's showing you now, or I send them the video directly. And it was going to give them all the information they need to engage in MetaPower.
Do you do that through an education link that Contessa, I think, was saying you can send them an education link through the doTERRA?
I don't do that personally because I really believe in this system that has been put together with the Facebook group. Sometimes you can do that if that works for you. I haven't looked at the doTERRA education link. The nice thing about it is it connects you to your store. But this 8-minute video has been designed to lead someone through the intellectual process to decide to buy a MetaPower kit. I'd be curious what your enrollment ratios are with the education link. I know Aisha and I use this video. And Aisha, what's your enrollment ratios when you use the video?
Well, it's definitely gone way up. And what I want to share about this is that I have friends and people that know I do doTERRA for 13 years now that have actually never bought any oils or anything from me. And from sharing testimonials and information about MetaPower, mostly in my stories on Instagram that feed through Facebook, I've literally sent people this video. I've added them to our group and I've sent them an enrollment link. They've enrolled. Then I send them the follow-up video on how to use the program. And then I send them another follow-up video on how to set up their LRP. I've never had an in-person meeting with them. They're all on LRP. And I've literally, it's been the easiest way to enroll anybody ever. And so if you've not seen this video, which was created by another doTERRA leader that Arin is friends with and has allowed us to use, it's an incredible video. So if you've not watched it, start with watching the video yourself so you're familiar with it. And the one other thing I want to just add in really quickly is when Arin was talking about creating community with the cleanse, I don't want that to be missed because most of the time people like to do cleanses with other people. It's so much more enjoyable to have accountability partners, to have friends that you're cleansing with. So again, we touch on this a lot, but this is an opportunity for you to think about 3, 4, 5 people in your life that might want to do a cleanse with you, your neighbors, your friends, people you see on a regular basis, and ask them if they want to join you for this cleanse. And then all you have to do is show them the Facebook group and, get them going, just kind of guide them along the way and make it a community effort and make it fun. So Arin, I'll pass the call back over to you. Or Contessa Beth, did you want to add something? I think I saw your hand go up.
You said it. Thank you.
So Nancy was actually asking where the video is. So I've put in the chat, I'll put in the show notes. If you're on Facebook and you're on the Visionary Leaders team, I know some people listen to this call that are not on the Visionary Leaders team. And unfortunately, we cannot bring you into the Facebook group. So if you're on the Visionary Leaders team and you can get into the Facebook group, that's the best place to use it. If you're not on Facebook, you go to our website, hellovisionary.life and /about-MetaPower, and all the videos are there. So I hope that's helpful to you when you're enrolling. I think the key to know with these videos is the video closes the sale for you. And that's what's so powerful about it. So if you are trying to explain to someone how MetaPower works and you're feeling like you're stumbling over your words, or you're not quite sure what is NMN, why MetaPower, what's assist, when you use a third-party tool, it is really helpful in the sales process because it's removed from you, and sometimes your goal is the relationship with the person. The relationship is what gains you the yes. The person goes, oh, well, yeah, I like Contessa, or I like Florence. And if she's into this product, I might be into it too. But when you come in and you try to explain to them why the product works and the science behind it, and we stumble over our words or we're not sure, then sometimes that can break down the trust, because the person might be like, oh, does she know what she's talking about? This is confusing, I'm not sure. But when you bring in a third-party tool that's high quality, of course, then the person takes your relationship, trusting you, and then they watch the third-party tool, which gives them the intellectual information they need to make the decision to purchase. Then all you have to do is come in and say, how did you feel about that video? Would you like to go ahead and get the kit? And that's when you send them the enrollment link. It makes it so seamless. It's great. It's such a great system. And so I hope that you kind of tune into it. We've done calls on it in the past, but ask us for support if you need guidance. But that Facebook group is there for you. It's so awesome. And then it is on the website if you need it. You don't need to be the expert. And Nancy feels that way. Stumbling over your, yep, stop explaining MetaPower. All you do is you go, I found this cool metabolic supplement system. It's amazing. I used to be tired at 3 o'clock and now I'm not. Or I found this cool metabolic balancing system. I used to have focus issues and now I don't. I can stay focused. I found this cool metabolic system. I was carrying an extra 20 pounds and I lost it within 30 days. And then you go, do you want to learn about it? And then when they say yes, you say nothing else except add them to the Facebook group or send them the video, and let the video sell the product for you.
I also want to add to that one, if you're not taking MetaPower, please order it and try it. It's amazing. And two, if you are taking MetaPower and if you've not taken your before photos or measurements or any of that, you never have to show them to anybody, but sometimes you can be on a product and you don't actually realize what it's doing, because we can tend to forget when it's our own body. We can forget the pain we've had, we can forget our energy levels. And so even if you've been on it for a while and if you haven't taken any like face or body shots, I really encourage you to do that. I just actually did a comparison of my 4 months on MetaPower. You know, and I know things have been happening, but when I actually looked at the photos, I was kind of blown away. I mean, when I looked at the photos of the change in my own face, I was blown away. I'll actually be sharing those soon. And so it also was a great thing for me to send out to a bunch of my friends who aren't on it yet and say, oh my gosh, I've been on this for 4 months. Look at the results, you know, because that in itself, you know, says a lot as well. And sometimes if people see you every day, they might not see those results. So just another little tip for you.
Yeah, you don't see it because you see yourself every day. I got to go take my updated pictures. All right, we are at the end of our time together. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. What's happening next week? I can pull it up, but if anybody has it on top of mind. Okay, I've got it here. So next week, March 13th, we are talking about cleansing and clearing your home. So join the call to learn how to make your own non-toxic cleaning products and also clear out stagnant or negative energy in your home with essential oils. Our oil of the week will be spearmint. So bring spearmint to the call. We'll have a meditation with spearmint as always. And please invite your friends. We would love to see everybody live. Have a fabulous week, visionary leaders.
Bye. Bye, everyone.